Well, after working our way through probably the longest Zelda game to date,
it is the longest Zelda game.
We have finally gotten to the final showdown.
I
with
recorded
Demise.
most of them, man. It took me forever to do this one.
It does, and we're finally here facing the big bad.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to talk. I'm waiting for the music to start right here.
Oh,
right there. Oh my lord, that's just like some of my favorite music, and like it's only like 5 seconds, but that little build up right there is just awesome.
And you kind of mentioned this in Phase 3, like when you're coming up, you're up in this bright sky lit area. It just feels, like I said, it's so much better than fighting him again in the sealed grounds or something. And this just looks like an epic battlefield here.
Yeah, this is my favorite final boss fight in any Zelda game. Like, I remember just getting up here the first time. I mean, I love the look of Ganon. Oops! That was bound to happen. Hey, I haven't called Link Zelda yet. But you know, you get up here, Demise looks awesome. You kind of got this whole reflective like little area, which usually kind of reminds you of the Dark Link fight on the Water Temple.
Yeah, just like you're on like a little smooth pool of water. Yeah. And you can see the reflections in it and stuff, especially when it's still bright out like this. And that really did. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, this reminds me so much of that Dark Link or Shadow Link, whatever the heck his name is, fight from the Water Temple, which I actually really loved that fight.
I think it's both Dark Link and Shadow Link. I think everybody calls them, but just this little like scene right here where like it's all nice and bright, which I actually love. And then it turns this like kind of not storm yet, but dark skies,
the dark clouds. I agree.
I mean, just everything just came together so well, and this boss fight. I mean, it was just awesome. It was awesome.
And he's ready to take that Triforce from you.
Now my fighting wasn't that awesome, but hey. Final boss fight.
I will say it's funny when I told you I was finally about to get to Demise in my playthrough, you were like, look out, I mean, he's a tough fight.
Yeah.
He's a pretty tough fight.
I said you will die the first time.
And he absolutely crushed me the first time. Like, it wasn't even close.
Like, I don't think the second phase is that bad, but this first phase right here, like, I mean, you actually got to swing a certain way. Yeah. And this is where the motion controls kind of got tough. Yep. And then he swung so fast, it was just kind of hard to dodge.
It doesn't give you much time to do that backflip to get out of there and avoid it.
Well, now I was just sitting there thinking, oh, I can get one more hit on this guy. No problem.
I know that feeling. I'm like, the more hits I get in now, the shorter this fight's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I know he's a lot bigger than us, but that sword he has just looks awesome.
I mean, it's the size of you. I mean, the sword is
that sword it is bigger than us.
And you kind of hit on this a little earlier before we started. We kind of talked right over it. When they show his name pop up. Almost every other boss, even final bosses, say, like, Dark Lord.
Description. There's a description.
Yeah, and like you said, this one just says Demise.
Now, in Ocarina of Time, we did just get Ganon.
At the very end.
I think Ganondorf, we might got something like Dark Lord.
It's like Shadow King or Dark King.
Yeah, or something, but I know we got just Ganon in the final part of Ocarina of Time, but like I said, it usually still has a description.
And I thought that was a nice little touch, just to show this guy doesn't need
this final battle didn't really need it, but just... I mean, when you think about it, this is the guy right here that spawned like really everything that's happened in every Zelda game.
And we kind of hit on that, or that'll come up when
it would be to beat him. We're not commentating this live, so we know what happens in this video.
And he says, like, even though you've defeated him, like, his hatred will live forever, and like it'll be reborn like in these cycles, which I think was a great way to tie this being the earliest game in the series.
Oh, definitely.
With the fact that every other it's been different incarnations of Link and Zelda and Ganon throughout the entire rest of the series.
Now, how the second phase right here, just with the whole storm and the lightning, that took me forever to figure out that you had to actually use Skyward strikes.
Yeah,
I was thinking like when he throws those like little light orbs at you, which we've had almost every Zelda game.
We have.
I thought you just had to hit him back. I thought you just had to hit him back.
Which makes sense because we have, like we said, almost every other Zelda game at some point.
Yeah, and just like I never thought like the first time I played this, obviously I knew this time, but like just never even thought to use the Skyward strikes, but just this part right here is just totally awesome.
I mean, I love seeing the lightning in the background. Obviously the lightning when it comes out hits both of your swords, to be honest. Just looks so awesome. I will tell you... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Well, this part right here, like with the final blows where he dodges them too, like... I think the next time, I think we get him on the third time.
I think it was
that second time he waits just a little bit longer. That's just like a adrenaline rush.
It's a nice little touch too, because you're like, oh, I've got him, and he goes out of the way, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is a nice little touch because your sword gets like stuck in the ground when you miss, and he got a really good hit on you when it happened. I don't know if there's any way to avoid that, to be honest.
No, we'll just say there's no way to avoid that. But yeah, you can see he just waited a little bit longer that time. Just look, I mean, when you have a fatal blow like that to finish off the boss, that's just awesome.
It's such a great feeling.
I've used awesome about 20 times, and I'm going to use it about 20 more times maybe in this video.
And I would say, like, getting the Skyward Strike was such a struggle for me. Like, I had a hard time.
Well, that's why you see me keep swinging.
Yeah.
Because, like, the motion controls were tough right here. You basically had to swing to, like, kind of get
like
back up to the
recenter,
sky. Yeah, recenter or something like that.
Yeah, because I kept, like, holding the stupid thing up. I'm, like, at all weird angles and stuff.
Yeah, you know what I just noticed right there? That lightning strikes, like, right soon after you beat him. I love that. I never noticed that until right there.
And then you get the music stops right there, and the thunder just kind of fades off, and the storm's done.
And just I never really paid attention to like the reflective part that you talked about before we started. But I mean that just like I don't know, just the colors and the art style and everything just make this place look amazing.
I mean it does. It's one of the best arenas for a final fight. I think we already mentioned it. It's our favorite final fight of the game. One of the best.
There's been some great final battles in the Zelda games.
Yeah, there have. And yeah, is that it? Yeah, yes, there have been.
We get our English right every single time.
Yeah. But I do love, like, again, I kind of hit it in Phase 3 about, like, the respect that he seems to show for you. And even here he says there's never been any man or demon who's been like you before. But now he gives us that speech.
But you would think it'd be something like Groose. Like, Groose is, like, a little bit bigger built, you know, and stuff like that. Like, you wouldn't think... I mean, Link, he has no muscles on him whatsoever.
No,
so
Groose looks like a linebacker for crying.
I mean, I don't know what this Triforce of Courage does, but it's got... Well, obviously, it's got special powers, but, you know...
But, I mean, here's where he's telling us, like, how his incarnation will keep coming back and coming back. And I just thought that leads so well into the future games.
Yeah, which is Ganondorf, which... Here's the question, though. Can he ever, like, change that? Like, you know, because I think Ganondorf, like, while we have a different Link in most... Sometimes we have the same Link.
Yeah.
But in most games, it's a different Link.
It's like a different generation.
Is it always the same incarnation of Ganondorf, thoh? I think it is.
He looks different sometimes.
He does look different, but I think... I'm not sure on this, but I think they said that.
It's a good question. But either way, you know, now that we've killed Demise finally, this wraps up. Skyward Sword, honestly, was
one of my favorite Zelda games. It's like I have it ranked third. Like I just thought it was an absolute fantastic game.
Great story,
great cutscenes.
The dungeons and bosses are amazing.
Motion controls were tough, but you know, just like I said, a very, very good game.
Yep, and this wraps up our Skyward Sword video series.